Finally. I've got him, buddy. I've got him. Good morning, good morning. Oh, ouch. Come on out, guys. Come on out. Good morning. Do puppy cam. Good morning, Jody. We got puppy cam this morning. Puppy cam. Jamesy James. There's Joey. Wilson. Wilson, nobody wants to see your butt. Joey wears pants. See? That's how he got his name. It's Joey Pants, after the actor. How are you doing, Jody? Is there any questions that I can answer for you? I was having technical difficulties this morning. YouTube did not want me to go live. It kept having errors. Good morning, good morning. Anyone have questions for me this morning? Just here to observe. No worries. So, how it goes is I generally kind of, haha, lady's walking by. She doesn't see me. She hears somebody talking, but she doesn't see me. So yeah, I just kind of monologue or, speak to whatever gets put in the chat. We do puppy cam, and I just kind of talk about life, and if there's a particular topic that's come up recently that I want to make sure that I cover, then I'll talk about that. But I do this to, excuse me, quit licking, stop. I do this to be able to answer questions for people. Good morning, Shorter Cruise in the house. Just stopping by because I'm up and moving today. That's great. Be sure to follow Shorter Cruise. She's got a Facebook group too. So go join her on Facebook in her group. She will fill you in on all things cruises. I've learned a lot from talking with Michelle, and yeah, I've never been on a cruise. I'm sort of scared of them. I'm not scared of boats. However, I went out on a offshore fishing trip and had horrible seasickness. It was the only time I've ever been seasick. And also, they told me to go up to the top, so I had the worst sunburn of my life. I'd never really been sunburnt before. So, yeah, I'm a little scared of cruises. Good morning, Larry. Welcome. Good to see you. James, good morning. Hello. How are you? Anyone that has questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions about accounting, bookkeeping, business. I have 2 slots remaining in my membership, my paid membership group for $25. After that, it's going to $50. So just 2 slots remaining, and then I will be adding other calls. So once those 2 slots are filled, there's going to be an evening call that gets added. And then as the group grows, I will be bringing in speakers, dedicated calls, and more. So I am super excited. I've got everything written out for how I want it to go. So that will be available once, once we get some more members. But I'm gonna get 2 more, and then I will add a nighttime call, an evening East Coast evening call, and super excited about where that's going. James, I am doing well today. Thank you for asking. Michelle with Shore to Cruise says they have really good stabilizers now, but I would recommend a balcony cabin midship. Okay. That is good to know. Lisa says, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Michelle, my affiliate link for what? My membership link is on my website, or you can just go to sawcheryl.com/membership. James says he's on break. No, Lisa, I'm not taking a cruise anytime soon. And that's mainly only because I can't take my puppies with me. There's only one cruise ship, because I've done the research, there's only one cruise ship that will allow dogs, and the dogs have to stay in a kennel situation while they're on the ship. And yeah, not my... and not my cup of tea. So I don't want my puppies in a kennel. Yes, Michelle. Yes, you can see it there. Lisa, right? So Lisa doesn't want to put her pups in a plain cargo hold. So recently I've been seeing more posts with people that have dogs in seats on planes, like they get their own ticket. Now, I don't mind so much putting my pups in the in the cargo hold. That doesn't bother me so bad. They are crate trained. They would be fine. They would get a sedative too. The problem that I have with that is making sure that because temperatures, right? So you can get to the airport, and if it's too cold or too hot at your location or where you're going or any stop in between, then they won't fly your pet. So yeah, it's just too much. I mean, I understand people do it all the time, but I've got 3, which is going to be expensive already, and Yeah. James says he's a certified electrician and HVAC technician and plumber. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Most people are one of those. It's a little warm. It wasn't. It felt really nice when I first came out. So last night I had to take Joey Joe back to the vet. And like, he's turned out to be the most expensive dog ever. So we're talking about changing his name to Cha-Ching Joey, or maybe Dollar from like Richie Rich Dollar. Which, I mean, I could get behind the whole Dollar thing, because if he's Dollar, then I'm Regina Rich. Let's see. Lisa says flight to Spain from the West Coast is 19 to 26 hours. One plane change. Brutal. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can get it down to the 19 hours and then get a sedative, they kind of tend to sleep, or they're supposed to be sleeping like 18 hours a day anyway. So they'd get a full, really good sleep. But yeah, I'm with you there. I don't like it any better. I've got some ideas, but I've got to get a pretty good amount of money put away in order to build out the idea. So we'll see. Hubby just wants to get us our own plane, and I don't really like to drive with him driving. So there's, even if he went through pilot school, became an actual pilot, I'm not so sure how I feel about that. James says his wife is a second grade teacher. Pooch air. I like that. No, but I mean, if you want in on the idea, if you want to be a charter, not charter member, but what's it called? When you're an angel investor. But then again, you know what? That might even be a better idea. Maybe we need to talk, Lisa. Yep, that might be a better idea. Anybody have any questions? Wow. The freaks are coming out this morning. It's a little early here for that. James says he's a bad driver. I mean, my husband's not a bad driver, so that's not my point. He's just an aggressive driver. And I don't even have a problem with him being an aggressive driver. I'm an aggressive driver. What I have a problem with is his attitude. Like, he's so negative. Everybody else is the problem, you know, it's really just crazy. Oh, we got here. Puppy Cam! Jojo! Joey Joe. Hey, Joseph. Joe. Joey. Thank you, buddy. Hi, good morning. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi. Say hi, James. Say hi, Jamesy James. Lisa said, I notice as I get older, I'm starting to sound like my parents behind the wheel. I can't say that. My dad wasn't like that, and excuse me, from the little bit that I rode and I rode with my mom, she wasn't like that, and my grandmother that raised me for the first 5-ish years, 8-ish years, she definitely wasn't like that. So, yep, I didn't get it from them. I'm just, I just cuss a lot. Enter Devs says, where are you from? I'm from the East Coast. Do we got any accounting, bookkeeping, business questions this morning? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, please, and thank you. James says, my oldest, she is a better driver than I am. She's 14 years old. Well, I'm glad she's a better driver. She's 14, so she's being extra cautious because she's definitely not legal. Unless you're talking about like racetrack or something. Michelle Shorter Cruz says, what is the criteria for medical expenses to be claimed on taxes? So 2 things. 1, you have to itemize in order to claim medical expenses. And 2, they have to be, it has to be more than 60% of your income. I'd have to double check that. But they have to be considerable expenses in order to qualify, number 1. And number 2, most people don't have enough itemized deductions to be able to use the itemized versus the standard, because the standard is just so much higher right now. James says, on dirt road. Good deal, good deal. Pamela, good morning. Welcome. Pam says, that sounds like my kid. He's negative. Yes, my husband is very, very, very negative. It's to the point where, it's like, I'm a very positive, optimistic type person, and he's a very negative, pessimistic type person. Like, he's always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Admittedly so. Like, I'm not just saying this, right? Like, he admits to being that way. But yeah, it's tough. Pamela says, cool dog. Thank you. Thank you. There's 3 of them here. We do puppy cam on occasion. Michelle with Short of Cruise says, yeah, I didn't think we would qualify, but we have had lots of medical this year. Reach out and with some numbers, or when it comes, just keep collecting the numbers. And when it comes time for taxes, then, we can discuss which way to go. Yeah, just keep track of everything. James says, I don't wear a seatbelt under 42 miles per hour. So I was one that I fought the whole seatbelt law for the longest time. I've gotten used to wearing one at this point. It was just easier than not. But my uncle, back in the very, very early 70s, was driving a vehicle around the Beltway, and there was one of those what are those things called? The great big like army trucks that have the the canopy type stuff on the back. It's open and it's really high up. You know what kind of truck I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of them right now. Anyway, it was I guess in the lane, and yeah, like a troop hauler. It was like in the lane and all the lights were out and it was dark and there was nothing set up. Like I said, I don't know what the rules or whatever were back in I was born at the time, but I was a baby. I was 1 or 2 years old maybe. Anyway, he came around and ended up driving right up under it. It took the whole roof of the car off. And he saw it at the last minute and was able to lay over in the seat. And the whole car went right up underneath of the truck. So if he had been wearing a seatbelt, my uncle would not be here today. So I had mixed feelings for a long time about wearing seatbelts, because that was, an accident that I was aware of with a very close family member. But, I guess we get used to what we get used to. Lisa says, you doing a crash test, James? Good morning, Rebecca. How are you doing? Excuse me. Any more questions? Accounting, bookkeeping, business. Good morning, Sherry. Jane says, my wife will put a seatbelt before she turns on the car. Yeah, I don't generally do that. I generally put mine on like as I'm going down the road. After it's dinged about 2 or 3 times. Becky says, still in Georgia visiting family. Awesome. I am supposed to go to Georgia in September. Good to see you this morning, Sherry. I got my Jamesy. Mwah. World, what was on your face? Becky says, better time to visit Georgia. You mean in September? There's 2 proposed dates. One is the middle of September and one is the end of September. And I don't think that either one of them are going to be better. James says he is the oldest of 3. I am the oldest also. My dad had one more daughter after me, and so did my mother. Lester is going to Disney. Good morning, Lester. So Becky is in the northeast part of Georgia in the Phils. All right, so closer to like, oh, what's the name of it? Asheville, like that up there. Michelle says, me too. I usually get to the stop sign at the end of the subdivision before I put it on, right? Oh, we'll do puppy cam. They're playing. Oh, okay. Rebecca, that's where so Atlanta is where I have to go. And Greenville, South Carolina. Yes. My bad. I know Greenville well. I'm not great at geography. Becky says, yes, September is better than summer. Late September is nice. That's kind of rude, Wilson. Let's see. James says, my youngest sister is married and has one son. She is 19. Thank you, Lester. I think so too. Most Georgia folks hate Atlanta. Yeah, I'm aware. I don't. Sorry, I have to do the training when it happens. I can't remember the name of the hotel now, but anyway, I'm not a great big fan of city anyway. I've driven through Georgia, but I mean I've driven through Atlanta, but that's about it. I've never really stopped. But apparently it's a nicer part of Atlanta. I don't know. Mad Monk, good morning. Says, I live in Woodstock, Georgia. Be very careful going to Atlanta. Absolutely. I'm at this point, I'm guessing that I'm probably going to fly in when I go. And then, Uber or something over to the hotel, because I don't think there's really any campgrounds around, and I don't want to leave any of the dogs in the camper when I go. So because it's a part of a course that I'm taking, and when we go, we'll be networking, and we'll be doing some more training, and we'll all be presenting. All the students will be presenting to the board and the peers, their student peers. So I'm expecting it to be long days. Lester says, I love to watch your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. James says, I live near Appalachian Mountains, North Carolina. Nice. I used to live, I spent 12 years in North Carolina. My youngest daughter still lives in North Carolina, but not that part of it. That one guy, good morning. How are you? Thanks for going live. Would using the listing date of an item as a record of its purchase date be sufficient for tax purposes? Would using the listing date? No. Nope. It would not. So you need a you need to keep your receipts. That's just all there is to it. The only way that does not apply is if it's something that you previously owned, came out of your closet, so to speak, and you like take pictures, you have a list of the things that particularly came out of your closet. You assign reasonable values based on what you remember that you paid for those items. If you don't remember what you paid for them, then you there's a you can Google pricing for how does this? It's like there's a Salvation Army list, and the pricing is actually that you're allowed to claim is actually a better than what we're paying in the stores. So, I mean, like more. Bye, Sherry. Michelle with Shorter Cruise says, we enjoyed the Coca-Cola experience in Atlanta. We tasted Coke flavors from around the world. It was fun. Traffic in Atlanta is a beast. Now that's interesting. I've never heard that. Is that up all the time? Thank you, Becky. James, I quit smoking 7 years ago. Quit smoking 7 years ago. Because my anniversary is coming up in a few days. And when we got married, I had been quit smoking for a few weeks, I think, at that point. So, yep. Been quit smoking for 7 years now. And this time, because I've gone back to it a bunch of times. This time I have no desires. Like, it was too hard to quit this last time. Way too hard to quit. Michelle says, yes, I believe it's Coke's World Headquarters. Okay, so I am going to go write that on my list because, if I'm going to be in Atlanta anyway, I'm going to have to go do that. Absolutely got to go do that. Thank you for the link. I appreciate that. Okay, it's 9:06. We've been on here for a little bit. Definitely over the 30 minutes that I usually do. I appreciate everyone being here. I'm here Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9 Eastern time. And, sometimes it's a little bit shorter. Thursdays are a little bit shorter. And I'm probably going to have some pre-recorded videos going up, but they'll be premiered. So, for a couple of weeks, but because I am taking some time off, but I'm gonna keep the videos going, and I look forward to, you know, if I get up, well, then the videos will premiere and I will chat with you. But all right, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.